how to print a report for incomplete vegetation inspections. You're going to log in for whatever battalion you're working for that day. So for today's example, we're going to use Battalion 3 on the B. So your login is going to be B3B, and your login for all the other battalions correlates to that matrix. So if you're at Battalion 2 on the A, it's B2A, B4A, B4B, etc. So when you're printing a list, you want to log in as the battalion. Don't log in as yourself, because we have the filters saved on the battalion users page. So you're going to hit enter to log in. There is no password. When you come to the main screen, this is the page that you're going to come to. To print a list, you're going to go down to the bottom left and click on Reports. It'll take you to the Reports page here. You're going to click on Saved Filters, and you're going to pick which query you want. So for example, if you want to print the vegetation re-inspections that are incomplete for your battalion, here's your filter right here. We have some for commercial, and we have also ones for annual vegetation inspections. So we're going to double click, for today's purposes, we're going to click on the re-inspections for vegetation. So you double click, and the filter information comes in down here. See this line item here for engine and truck inspection list. Click on the little plus sign next to it, drops down these reports. So to get a quick numbers summary of what your battalion is doing as far as inspections that are incomplete, double click on Inspection Report Summary, and what this is going to give you, it's going to give you a list that just has the company and how many inspections they have and how many re-inspections they have that are incomplete. So 21 on the C has 2, 23 on the C has 7, 26 on the C has 8, and this pending one we think is probably some sort of data entry error. On 28 on the C has 74. So this is just a quick number, so that way if somebody wants to know how many inspections haven't been completed in your battalion, you can run this report for them. Now up on the top left here, if you want to email this report, see how it says export report, you click on that, and it's just like saving a file in any other application. Change it to a PDF, because then the other person can just open it up, give it the file name you want, save it, and then you can email it as an attachment, and whoever wants to see this report, you can just email it to them. So this is how you get just some down and dirty numbers to see what your companies are doing. If you want to see individual line item addresses, if you want to see the actual addresses, you can double click on this inspection list by block report. The only thing is when you're logged in the battalion, your filter is set up to query all stations in your battalion. So as you can see, some of these are going to be out of order. You see we have one for 26, 26, 26, and then 28, because it puts them in order by address. So if you want to see a line by line listing for each company, I recommend that you log into OneStep as that company. So if you want to see how many inspections, if you want to see a line item list for 26 on the C, log in as 2566C, no password. You can go right in, and they have a save filter that says vegetation inspections that are overdue, and you should be able to get that line item list. You can also build your own filter, but that can be a bit of a process if you're not sure how to do it. So this will give you a list line by line of what streets and what addresses still need to be re-inspected. It'll give you the scheduled date, so the date that they were supposed to go out and inspect, and it'll tell you the address, block number, parcel number, all that stuff. For the case of re-inspections, the companies, they're going to print out this list here called a re-inspection list. And when you double click on that, it brings up address by address the violations that were cited on the initial inspection. So this is the list that the companies print to take out when they do a reinspection. They go out with this list, they make notations on it, they come back, they do the data entry. So if you want to see what violations your crews have been citing, you can double click on this reinspection list, and it will show you what deficiencies they've been citing out in the field. Bear in mind, some of these lists do take some time to load. so you will have to wait periodically. These other lists that are here are listings that Prevention put out. You can print any sort of list that you want based on the filter information that you put in. So I recommend trying different lists. You might find a good way to get information out of the database that we haven't found yet. Okay, for the sake of video, oh, here it is. Took long enough. So what it'll give the companies is it'll give them this list right here. It'll say that they have to go to 3281 Blandon Road, scheduled for August 4th, 2015, and this is what was cited on the initial inspection. That they need to clear defensible space. It tells them where it was, all that stuff. So what they do is they take this sheet out with them and they make notations. Yes, they did it. No, they didn't. Then they come back and they do the data entry. The instructional videos for them to complete it are on the intranet where you found yours. And that is how you print a summary or an inspection list to see what inspections have not been completed in your battalion.